Hello folks, Dickel F. Lockett here. YouTube has created a new award called the Dicky to honor fellow creators who have distinguished themselves with video content that deserves recognition. Tonight, I will acknowledge these deserving YouTubers. So, without further ado, for outstanding achievement in chicken impressions, the Dicky goes to I'm a Junk Collector and his wifey. Here is a clip of this great performance. Accepting this award is none other than I'm a Junk Collector and his lovely wifey. Our next Dicky Award is for the longest running video series in YouTube's history. John from Arkansas's 87-part series titled 1961 Seeburg Jukebox Restoration. Here's a video clip from part 87.
That's me! Yeah, baby!
John from Arkansas couldn't be here tonight, but accepting this award is John from Arkansas's bobblehead.
I accept this award on behalf of John from Arkansas. He would be here tonight, but he's under a 66 T-Bird at the moment. But if he were here, he would say, "Thank you, Dickel, and thank you, YouTube. It's about time I won something."
Thank you, John from Arkansas's bobblehead. I will be back from time to time to acknowledge other deserving content providers. Congratulations to tonight's winners. Good night, YouTubers. This has been your host, Dickel F. Lockett.
Hi, folks.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the final episode of this Making a 1937 Radio Chassis.
Big deal.
Now, I mentioned on the last video I was going to put some safety caps on here. I've got a couple here.
Now what?
These are X1/X2 type. Brendan suggested that I put one on each end of the line to the chassis, so I'm going to do that. Here's the neutral coming in here. Goes over here, and I stick that here and ground it there. Then on the hot side, here's the hot here. I could stick one here and ground it over here. So time's a wasting. Let's get that done, huh? Get to work, Buzz.
Yeah.
You're looking at my latest Craigslist find.
Oh man, you should be ashamed.
This is a tube caddy. Now, I've always wanted one of these ever since I was a kid. When Alex and Keith Repair Shop came over to our house and had to repair the TV, they had one of these exact type caddies. And this one is in very rough shape.
What's got into you?
The material's coming off. I guess this is simulated alligator.
It's not that bad.
Well, I paid $40 for this.
What?
I know that's a lot, but I've been wanting one of these for years. They usually go for about $100. So when this came up, I grabbed it. Let's take a look at the inside of it.
What's in the box, honey?
As you can see, it came with tubes. So $40 wasn't so bad, huh? Well, there's another view from the top, and there's tubes in the main portion of it too. These don't have any boxes.
Where's the tubes? Where's the tubes?
I believe these are mostly TV tubes.
Can you read it?
12DQ5. I never heard of it. Basically, I bought this because I just wanted to put my radio tubes in there. I don't work on that many TVs, and I'll probably never use any of these, so I may just get rid of these.
Give them to me.
See what this one is. 1B3GT. I know what this is. This goes in the high voltage cage. This went into the 1948 Helicrafters.
Yes.
1B3.
That's cool.
I'm going to go through these, test them, and separate the good from the bad. But got quite a few here.
You won't be disappointed, I can promise you that.
Even got some in that little secret compartment there. 3AU6. Oh, look at that. Nifty, huh? It's a 5-pack. Never seen that before. Here's that. 3AL5, 3BC5, 3BU8, CBZ6.
Look at the fun we're having.
There's some more.
Was wondering if you got some radio tubes too.
So I figure there's about maybe 100 tubes in here.
Holy mackerel!
So, pretty good, huh? I'm going to redo this, but I may just strip this stuff off and paint it real nice. It'd probably be a nightmare trying to buy some of this paper and try to glue that on there.
I'm surprised at you acting the way you are.
Well, don't just stand there. Go get some glue.
It's just plywood here. And that's loose. But maybe if I glue this, sand it nice, maybe I can even put some veneer on it. We'll have to think about that, but that's a future project. So there you go. Buzzes, new, old stock, or old stock, tube caddy. Been wanting this since I was 8 years old. Finally got one. Oh no, looks like I'm running out of my solder.
So what?
For everybody who's been watching my videos the past 4 years, may have noticed I had this big 2-pound solder roll. I've come down to the end of it. I've had this since the early 90s. I got it from NEC. I used to work there.
Yes, well, most people say you stole all the rest.
So it's finally come to an end. But not to fear. Went on eBay, bought me an old Kester 1-pound roll. So out with the old and in with the new.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing. Sing with me. Perfect harmony. Perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a cloak and keep it company. That's the real. I'd like to teach the world to sing. In perfect harmony. Perfect
Groovy Supremes.
It's so good, refreshing good, helps you feel just like you should. Things go better with Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coke.
Since I'm going to use Old 64 Goat's permanent magnet speaker, I'm going to have to put in a resistor to compensate for the 1700 ohm field coil. So I'm going to put in a 2K ceramic type resistor.
I'm a smart one.
And I'll probably put it right about like that.
Then do it.
Now because I'm not using the field coil speaker, the field coil acts like a choke, and it filters out some of the AC. So I may get some AC noise when I'm using this. We'll just have to test it and see what it sounds like. So I'm going to put this in there, and after it's in, let us test the speaker and see if we get any extra hum on there. If so, I'll put in a larger cap here, maybe a 20 or a 30. So let's do that. Okay, I've got the radio on. This is my B+. The schematic says it's supposed to be about 135, 140. So that's a little high. Here's the resistor. It's warm, but not too bad. Now this is the output transformer from the Zenith field coil speaker. I'm going to install this somehow on Old 64 Goat's permanent magnet speaker, because I'm going to use this. Sounds good. So it's hooked up. Let's see what this sounds like.
And thus he puts the latter alternative away and makes choice of the former. End of chapter 72.
I don't really hear any extra hum on there, so it looks like we're okay there. Let's see what some music sounds like. This is one of those songs that once you hear it, you're never going to get it out of your head for a long time. Thank you, Lennon Sisters. Okay, let's mount the output transformer on the new speaker, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
You know, I'm just not happy with this decal on here.
Me neither too.
First of all, it's
so ridiculous.
It's not thin like the usual decals that you can buy. This is a little bit thick, and even though I put 3 or 4 coats of clear on here, it's still sticking out, and you can see the edges here. And another thing that the camera probably doesn't pick up, but the decal doesn't seem to be as transparent as the ones I'm used to. For example, if you look right around here, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but you can't really see clear to the wood there. It doesn't seem to be transparent enough. I can see a little haze around here. So I'm going to take this off And we're going to do it again. You know, if at first you don't succeed, right?
Yes.
Let's see if I can get it off.
You should be careful.
Yeah, it didn't even have any sticking power to it.
Nonsense.
Comes right off.
Oh, brother.
And just looking at it here, it looks kind of cloudy. But not to fear. I ordered some more paper. This time, it's supposed to be thinner. So let me sand this down. So welcome to another episode of Experimenting with Buzz. Putting on decals. Well, here's my new decal sheet. I made a lot of them, just in case I screw up. I even did a Buzz decal here.
Oh, brother.
So maybe I'll put a Buzz decal on the back of the chassis. Put my brand on it, as they say, huh? Okay, we're just going to test this here. Now, the first time I did this, I used this one here. I'm going to try a lighter one here and just put that on there and see if that looks better. It might stand out more against the brown cabinet. So let me cut this one out and we'll just try it, huh? What have we got to lose? Absolutely nothing. So I've been sitting here thinking about what to do with this output transformer. And I was going to mount it on here. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't. You know old Buzz with a drill? I bet there's no way I could drill holes in here without messing up this speaker. And this is the only speaker I've got. So I've decided, I'm going to keep this safe. I'm not going to drill there. But I've been looking in here and I just might be able to fit this under the chassis here.
Blimey!
Something like that. Think that'll look good there? I think so. But there's one thing I got to do to this thing before I mount it.
What's that?
So let me do that and I'll show you what I mean. Don't go away. Alright, there's the one with the yellow background. Let's just stick it in some water for a few seconds till it dissolves. I'm just going to put it here. This is not permanent. I just want to see what it looks like. Now the instructions on this said this is 1 mil thick. I don't know if that's thin or semi-thin or what. Let's just hope this one works better.
Your reputation is known far and wide.
I'm not going to stick around here.
Looks like the yellow completely disappeared on that. So I think I was right in choosing the darker one. It looks like it might be thinner. But then again, looking at it, I'm not so sure. Okay, next we'll try this one.
My friend, what are you trying to do?
This one I trimmed it down here. If this turns out better, then when I do it for real, I might trim it down here, so maybe that won't show as bad. Let's see what happens when I pull this off.
You've got a nerve, you should be punished.
Looks like it looks better when I trimmed it down there.
I feel dizzy.
It looks like it's more transparent. I don't see any that cloudiness from that other decal. It looks pretty good. Let's do the next one for real. Well, let me show you what I had to do on this output transformer. So here goes.
You gotta be you kidding me?
I can see some heads exploding over at the Antique Radio Forum right now. I think it looks very, very stylish, don't you?
You really asking for trouble, fella.
Why, it's preposterous.
It's gonna go right here.
I think it's very becoming.
So let me get that in there and wire it up. Beautiful, just beautiful. Well, there's one I trimmed it a little bit more. Let's stick it in water.
Well, that was fast, you pussy.
All right, let's try it.
You've talked enough nonsense.
Damn, I think that's perfect.
It's perfect!
Lined up right.
All right, now that's perfect. Don't touch nothing.
So let's let that dry, and then we'll squirt it with some clear, and hopefully we'll be done with it. That'll make John from Arkansas happy. I don't think he liked the way it looked before. Right, John? Well, there's the output transformer hooked up. I've got the voice coil wires coming out here and hooked up here. And the other two, one's hooked up to the B+. This other one's hooked up to the output tube over here. It's time to put the dial back in here permanently. Then I put the dial pointer in there. And we're getting close to the end here. So I'll show you what it looks like after I got that in there. Well, there's the dial installed. With this part here where the dial pointer is going to go. Before I put that on there, I'm going to put the light on. So that's the next step. Been trying to figure out how to do that. So I'm going to show you. After some deep thought and contemplation, I'm going to use this for the light. I'm going to mount this over here.
Not bad. It might work.
I had to drill a hole here because it wasn't quite right with these other two holes. So with this hole here, it just might work.
This is silly.
Let me get this mounted in there and I'll give you a closer look. Okay, I got it mounted in there. It's just going to be held on by that one screw. And I had to make sure that the nut on this side clears this fin here. And I had to make sure the screw head cleared anything over here, which it does. Now this radio used this kind of a weird bulb. Unlike the 47, this uses a 51, I believe. Yeah, 51. That'll work because it's not sticking out so far and it would hit that. So it looks like that pretty much, I think, will work. I won't know till I hook it up and see how it looks, but it's going to have to be up so it clears this here. So if I put it about right there, it's going to clear. And then I'll probably cut this part off here. This excess is going to be cut off. This excess on top here, this part is going to be cut off. I may just cut this down here to eliminate that. But what do you think? You think that'll work?
Maybe.
There it is, cut.
Well, that looks pretty crappy.
Okay, let me screw that down, wire it up, and we'll test it. That's going to be fun. Well, I got it installed here, and those fins clear the bottom of that lamp holder there. Very nice. Now I had this thing wired up with the original wires, and the damn thing didn't work. The thing kicked my ass. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. So I just ended up stripping the old wires out and putting some new wires in. Okay, here's the dial pointer, all polished up with Brasso. This is the same one. Remember it was real big and I had to trim it.
Oh, yes, I remember.
So let's turn the light off now and see what it looks like, okay? Here we go. You ready? I think that's gonna work. It's a winner. Well, there's what the decal looks like. I ended up using semi-gloss because the satin just didn't look right. It's far from perfect, I know that, but I can live with this. Okay, next I got to install the grill cloth. So we're inching our way closer and closer to the final reveal. Well, there's the grill cloth. What I need to do on this is open up these holes here on the cloth. So to do that I use a hot soldering iron.
Well, I never thought you'd do this.
Let's get that in there. I'm just going to test fit the speaker here. Now it uses the 2 screws on the top, but there's also a screw that's supposed to be on there on the bottom here, and you can barely see the hole here. I'm going to have to grind that area so I can get the screw in there.
Oh, brother!
I'll be laughed at.
Stupid idiot. You know it's not easy being old Buzz, because he's a bonehead, wrecking speakers.
Oh, brother.
I'm not meant to enjoy myself. I'm being punished. You can do some meditation. Perhaps that will teach you to learn some respect.
I'm going to let that dry, and I'll probably have to do this in 2 stages. Well, since I put this speaker in the cabinet, I can definitely hear some hum.
Holy moly!
I'm sure you can hear that. Let me put in another cap here and see if this will help it.
Hey, be careful! Be careful!
Ooh. Is without, is with.
Wherever you've been. Head to the Oval Office for some deal making. And I hope it goes better this time than last time.
The next step on this is I'm going to put the decals for the tubes. I'm going to put those on there. And some decals on the IF cans here. But also, I wanted to dress up the grid caps a little bit. So you see these little ceramic grid cap covers? I want to install these.
Fancy schmancy.
Something different, huh? Because these tubes have no key to it, they've got two fat pins, and in order to get those in the sockets easier, I just mark the fat pins with a dot here. Makes things easier. And now for the most important decal, a picture of old Buzz.
Oh my God, he's an idiot.
When you see that, it's a mark of quality.
Now that's one of the most ridiculous things I ever heard of.
I've completed everything on this chassis, so it's ready to go into the cabinet for the reveal. One thing I wanted to point out is I've got the gimmick on here. Even though I believe that's not going to do anything, I put it on there. So let's get the show on the road. Well, here's what everybody's been waiting for. The reveal of this 1937 Buzzline, formerly Airline. So, without further ado, here we go. A 1 and a 2 and a... Pretty neat, huh? You know, for all these years, this cabinet had no chassis. Now, it's complete. It's got a nice chassis, and I think it looks great.
Me too.
I love you, Buzzline, because you're you.
Oh, thank you, honey.
I love you because you understand, dear, every single thing I try to do. You're always there to lend a helping hand, dear. I love you most of all because you're you. No matter what the world may say about me, I know your love will always see me through. I love you for the way you never doubt me. But most of all, I love you 'cause you're you. Every time I'm walking by your side, I love you because the future's brighter. The door to happiness you open wide. No
radio sounds fantastic. Well, it's time for old Buzz to saddle up his horse and ride on out. Till next time, this is Buzz 1151. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming, and I am confident you will not be disappointed.